Hola chicos, me llamo Chef Andrés y nosotros hacemos empanadas. Antes de empezar, nos limpio las manos. Los primeros que hace es preparar la masa. La masa es dough. Mi mamá y yo preparo los ingredientes antes que video. Now we begin. Nosotros, we take the pan, pan, and we take 1.5 cups of it and put it into the bowl. Now we take sargon y sal marinera, which is salt and the goya that we are taking, which is this orange little packet, which I've already pre-done. And we put it in the bowl as so. After that, we take the oil and we put it in there. And as we do that, we start stirring with the spatula. Then, 2 cups de agua y en bol. Yeah, with it. Look at Almas. While we make this, after we make this, we're gonna let it rise or set for 20 minutos. And we're gonna probably start off with the other stuff. But before we do that, before we get to the actual empanadas, we're going to make sure this is all nice and settled and set. So we're gonna have to get a little hands-on, if you know what I mean. So put this in here. Squishy. Ew. And we're gonna get this till it's nice and smooth, so this may take a little while. But as we do this, we're making the dough, which then we will settle later on, as I said before. And after that, we are going to be using the ingredients on my microwave as so to make the what's inside the empanada, which we will make at the very end of the video. It's so squishy. I'm gonna get out, and what I'm doing right now is I'm getting out all these little chunks that are within the dough that I'm making. There's a lot more little chunks in there than I expected it to be. And once we're done with this, we're gonna try to make it nice and smooth as possible into a ball-like shape. It's like building a snowball. And I'm gonna let it set. As so, on over here on the table, which you will not see on the screen. So what I'm going to do right now is quickly wash up las manos. Limpio las manos. And we're going to start mashing las papas. Las papas has already been prepared and cooked that I've already made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start mashing the papas as I will show right here. As the camera will slowly get to me, but I will slowly mash up all the papas into a nice, not paste, but mix. I'm going to get this until it's nice and flat, because everything needs to be flat. And be nice and mixed. And it's set. So yeah. Now we're going to start cooking the inner portions of the empanada. So we already preset our skillet and our stove to medium gauge and stuff and everything else. So now we're going to take the oil as we got here and pour it on the skillet. Voila. I'm going to put this over here for now. Now, as we're going to be doing this, we're going to be adding our ingredients as so. 1/4 pero de celery y 1 cuchara de ajo. Now, we're going to be at un tomato de rojo. And as we're doing this, we're going to take our skillet or spoon and we're going to start moving everything around. Hello. I'm going to start moving everything around so everything's well cooked and even. We put our spatula here. Now, we're going to add 2 cucharadas de pepper rojo. As we're doing this, we're going to be as that indicates, our dough is almost ready, which we will deal later on. Lastly, we're going to, or not lastly, but furthermore, we're going to be adding 2 cucharadas de cilantro, which I've already put out right here. And last, we're going to be doing a negro pepper y salt. Soyo. Sal. And as we're going to be doing this, we're going to be mixing everything around like so. So we get everything stirred around, not making sure anything else is and as we're doing this, we're going to be stirring everything around. So everything is well cookedly done, like so. See? everything is now stirred, all the juices are juiced, and everything is muy caliente. Aye, aye. So while we're gonna let this cook for around 15 to 5 or 5 to around 15 minutes, probably 5, we're going to mash up our pork or our carne. With a little increased in speed, and we got ourselves a visitor. But with this, we're gonna take our pork and our beef, and we're gonna start stirring it around more. So, note to self: do not hold a spatula like that. We're gonna stir everything around until everything is nice and smooth and dry. Once dry, we are good. Muy bueno is dry. And now, what we're going to be doing right now is we're going to be adding the beef and the carne into the skillet. We're going to do like little small balls, and we're going to be dropping it in like so. Should be small pieces, but I'll do as much as I can. As we're doing this, the meat or carne, which is also mixed in with the pork, is also going to be start browning and turning into that nice meat texture / color that we all know and love. Should I add all or none? Which is my question. So we're almost halfway done, and I don't know if this will be good or not, but yeah. So as we say, I'll add a little bit more just for contextual reasons. And yeah, we'll be done there. Put this up there, and what we're going to be doing now is we're going to start like moving everything around. And we're going to higher this a little bit more so we can get that more heat into this, so we can not increase it, but more or less get the stuff moving. So as all the spices and / meat are mixing together, we're going to be flipping these. I can flip them, and they'll start turning brown. And we're gonna. Well, as we're doing this, I'm just going to start chopping away at the bits and pieces so therefore they can just start cooking. Well, when I say bits and pieces, I mean so they can be nice and small, so therefore the spices, which are now all surrounded, are being smashed about by And as we can see, it is now slowly and surely turning brown, a good meat color.
How does it smell?
As the smell can taste, or the senses, they are good. They are really good and really making through and stirring through everything will be good. And as I'm doing this, I'm now settling it, so now all the little bits and pieces that haven't been turned over are going to be cooking there for a little bit, and we're going to let this settle for approximately like 5-ish to 10 minutes. So yeah. last but not least, we're going to be adding papas. Our papas into the mix, as so. That we've previously mashed earlier on. Which I will then stir out once I finish doing it, and we'll take it from there. As I finish the papas, I'm going to lower this a bit so it doesn't get too out of hand. There we go. Proximity nuevo to medium. And then we're going to start mixing everything around so we can get that nice, tender meat. As we're stirring the papas in with each other, we're going to be increasing the stirring and flipping a lot of them so it's mixing together with the meat and the spices that we put it through. And also breaking it up so everything is well input. Get some of these little guys over here, over there. Once again, we're going to be doing this for around 5 to 10-ish minutes, or 5 to 10 minutos, until everything is fairly and thoroughly cooked through. And what we're going to do is we're going to settle this pretty well and make sure everything is settled and make sure nothing else is left alone, no white stuff. Settled. And that's it sizzles. Now, as we let that cook for 5 to 10 for 5 to 10 minutos, let's shake our dough. As surprisingly, it came from the left or right hand of the screen to the back of the screen. We got our perfect little dough, as we could tell. As I will bring it up to the camera, it's in a ball shape. So, now that the masa has finally risen and is ready to be made, and all the innards of the empanada is now cooked, cooled, and ready to be filled, it is now to try to finally do the last thing that we need to do: make the empanada. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our dough right here, and we're gonna roll it together to make these little balls. So now you can take a plastic bag, a jumbo one, and cut it in half like so. Put the ball in the middle. Do this, and now you're gonna take your pita, as so, and roll. You're gonna roll it. So you're gonna roll vertically, so it's nice and like flat, but not too flat, not too thin. And then same thing horizontally. So you get yourself one nice uneven circle of an empanada. Now, as we do that, we peel the top layer off, put that to the side, and we grab our innards, or the good stuff of the empanada. We grab a little scoop up, and we're gonna scoop one over. I do it like that, so therefore it's nice and even. Plump it down on the center, and if it's a little too big, grab like a fork or something like that, or fork like so. Smoosh it down a bit, and just cut it in half. And throw the rest back into the pot. Once so, grab your thing and fold over until you get that. You think you're done, right? No. Grab a cup, beautiful cup, right? Do right here, and smash. like so. So then you get your then peel back, and what you got there, you got yourself a beautiful little empanada baby right there, not even cooked yet. Now, as we do this, we're gonna put in el agro de frivilio, so, and we got our fryer. 3 in a row you can cook, and that's so. Down the hatch it goes. Now, as said, we're going to clean up a little bit, and it's simple and easy. And what you do is you do it throughout the entire batter of dough, and as much as you can do for the innards or the meat and spices. Whatever you do, put it back in and make a new ball. As so, you can make 3 at a time ish. Put it in your thing, let it set, and then you transfer it over into your fryer later, or if you're using a pan, put it in your pan and such, so and so. Now we're gonna let this bubble, fry, and cook for roughly 2-ish minutes or unless it floats. As we're gonna do it, as we kill time, I'll just make another one, or as many as I can to finish off the batter. You take the beat up, make it into a nice roller, as so. Then we go horizontal, like so. Put that to the side. Check over, see if it's not floating. No float. Continue. And because this looks like it's a little thin, do like a smaller one. Like so. And then because it's more linear, we're going to smash it a bit like this. So therefore, when the meat or when the tortilla is, it'll be nice. And like so. Do that. And then we smash. And then check. Nope. And then you got voila. One good tortilla. And then when you're done with this, you put it up here, like so, and you continue until you don't have any more left. So right now, it's almost, the batter that we've just put in, or the batch that we've just put in, is not thoroughly done yet, but it's slowly starting to rise. What we're going to do while we do that, first I'm lift it up to see if it's got that nice crispy tortilla color, or empanada color. If it's not, you put it back in, and then if you need to, if it starts floating, or something's a little raw, you let it push it back down and submerge it until it won't move no more. And you take another bowl, ball, you know the ball, roll it around in the palm of your hand, plop it down, take your feet up once again, go vertical, then horizontal. Not too thin, not too thick, because if it's too thick, there's nothing wrong with being too thick. Do that. Little baby ball. Like so. Flatten it out. And fold. This might be a little one, this might be a roughie, but still, voila. They all haven't risen yet, so we got one. We can do one more. And if it opens up a bit like this, just pinch it. Pinch, 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 pinch. If you have any leftover dough, just pop it on. And this is our last little dough ball. Well, second to last, but last one that we'll make now before the batter or the batch fries. I know this is more or less more than just 2 minutes, but if you want to like really get the good empanada, let it fry for a little bit longer. So once we're done making this last one, we'll grab our batch, and we will, I said stay down. Down, I say. I said down. So what I'm doing right now is a little bit of one of the floaters came up, but it's still not of the cooked thoroughly. So I submerged it back down until it was shown perfection. Now, for our last one, beat it, flatten. Actually, it's a little too much, so we'll just take half and throw the rest in. And then we fold. And at this point, our batch that we've just created is ready to be fried, but our one that's in the fryer, I think, is about almost done. Shall we take a look? As we have that, we have our nice crispy brown empanada taste. And so we're gonna go right over here to the dryer, where we can dry off our empanadas as so the grease and oil does not seep through it. And we'll let that dry off for a second before we put it onto our plate. So while that cools off, we'll clean up a little bit as such. Now, it's like cooled down, we're going to take it right as so, and we're going to display it. Here you go, display, and serve it. I'm Chef Andrew, and this is how you make the empanadas. See ya.